Alrighty. Feels like a good day to jam on some guitar. And that is what I'm going to do. But first this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4.
All right, who's going to clean up all that animal poop after that jam, right? Hey, Reba, thanks for stopping by. I was just on a friend's live stream earlier this morning, Quentin James, and he gets on there and jams and invites other guitarists to come up and jam. Reba, if you play, get your guitar. But I was jamming with him, and then I thought, what the heck? Why am I'm always jamming on other people's live streams, and I've got StreamYard, I've got the camera, got the guitar. Why not? So anyway, I found this cool backing track, and I'm hoping don't get a copyright strike from showing it. I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff up there. This is what it is called. Hopefully they appreciate that. Send some traffic over that way, maybe. But let me see. So I got this here. So it's called Inner Peace. Okay, don't drop your guitar pick. It's a well-known fact too. Whenever you drop a guitar pick, it never goes and lands where you think it went. It bounces and then just does some bizarre parkour thing and just ends up way over there. So, all right. So here's this is a cool little backing track in G major, and I was messing around with it earlier. I liked it. Thought I'd just do it live. Why not? No extra charge for mistakes. Salty. Good morning. Yeah. Oops. And there you have it. And I listen to this dude. This is what's cool if you're a guitarist and if you've never checked out Elevated Guitar. Oops, hold on, get a phone call. We should cut that off. Yeah, Elevated jam tracks. This dude is awesome. He plays. Let's let him play a little. Gives you a little inspiration. I actually learned a really cool lick from him too. He does something like. Something like that. I just learned it this morning, and I was like, "Yeah, I got one." Every day, learn one new thing. Right? Here he goes. There it was. Let's play it again. Oops. That's the lick. I heard that and it's like, I gotta know how to do that. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. What was the other one he did? Just like very melodic. So I hope everybody's having a good day today. I think this is technically only my second live stream ever, and part of me wonders if maybe I should just stick to music live streams. And no, I'm passionate about true crime, at least with a particular case in Idaho, and music as well. So I'll probably do both. But I'll play one more time with this. This is more or less just a test too. I wanted to see how this all sounds, how everything works. I think technically the only time I did a live stream, the first live stream I did was technically on 12 gauge. I guess he had gotten copyright strike, so I couldn't go live. So I just went live, for him, helping a buddy out, right? All right, here we go. Let's try a little more of this. Hey, 12, we were just talking about you. Let me know if you want to come up. Grab your guitar. How's it going, Rondi? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. This one. Actually, this website's really cool too because it shows you, all the notes of the scale. Kind of cheating, but it's good it's a great way if your memory is not so good and to remember the scales. But and it also shows you the upcoming chords, which I think is awesome. So if you're a guitar player and want to know a little bit what I'm doing, like when I see these chords that are coming up, like the C chord is coming up, and I know a C chord is made up of 3 notes, C, E, and G. So I can pick any one of those notes anywhere on the fretboard, and it's going to sound super sweet. So here we go. There's 1. There's 1, 2, 3. When you hit a wrong note, just slide 1 fret up. You'll generally be okay. See, like that. Repeat it, and everybody thinks you meant to do it. Yep. And there you have it. And it's good to see you all here. What do y'all... You got nothing better to do? Stop by here and say hey? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let me see. Maybe we can find one more. And then I should probably do some work. What song is it you want to hear? Tuesday's gone. What if I tried... I think I'll find a Santana backing track. See if I remember how to play Black Magic Woman. Come on, I learned how to type. Alright, I have not practiced this in like a week. It doesn't do that part. All right. Oop. There's some Santana for you. Hey, Budford. Thanks for stopping by. I thought I read something. Somebody said something about their not feeling well or something. Dust in the Wind. Yeah, I know what happens if I play Dust in the Wind. If I play Dust in the Wind. I'll see you in a week, right? Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Put the if you're at the office, put this on and let's see. I'll jam along for you. Man, let me see if they have Freebird backing track. I have not played this song in many, many years, so I don't know what will come out of this. I don't even remember the chords. The key is figure out the key. I'll get there. So G walks down to E minor.
If I'm here tomorrow, would you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now. There's too many places I've got to see.
Figuring it out here. Thanks for stopping by, 12.
If I stay here with you
Get it? Man, why have I not played Freebird in such a long time? I love that song. So, I know I was tapping into my memory of how that song even went with, like all those licks from remembering them back in high school days. It's like, that's a cool tune when it's two guitarists are playing at the same time. That's kind of how it was written. Although, from what my understanding, it was the one guitarist that wrote both guitar parts. But then, of course, would perform them live. But masterpiece. Very long song. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why musicians, when you're playing in a bar or something, and somebody yells out "Freebird, play Freebird," it's like, well, look how much. It's like a 10-minute song. It's like, hope you packed the lunch. Let me see if there is a backing track for Magic Man, because this is another song that the band's been working on. Let's try this out. Guitar backing track with voice. Oh, okay.
Cold late nights so long ago.
Wait, I'm forgetting how it starts. There it is. Hold on. There it is. See, this is why you got to practice.
Cold late nights so long ago when I was not so strong. Couldn't have been true to me. Never seen eyes so blue. No, I could not run away. It seemed we'd seen each other in a dream. Seemed like he knew me. He looked right through me. Girl, he said with a smile. You don't have to love me and let's get out. But try to understand. Try to understand. Try to understand. I'm a magic man.
That's not it.
Winter nights we
It's in that
sang
neighborhood.
tune played inside the months of moon. Everything that never let the spell last forever. The summer never passed a fall. Tried to realize it all. Mama says she's worried, growing up in a hurry. Yeah. Oh, girl, mama crying on the phone. Too soon to lose my baby and my girls be at home. But try to understand. Try to understand. Try to understand. He's a magic man, mama. Ah, he's a magic man.
Hold on, let me. I don't think we need to see the. One second. Let me back it up.
He's a magic man, mama. He's a magic man. Come on home, girl, he said with a smile. I cast my spell of love on you, a woman from a child. But try to understand, try to understand. Oh, try to understand. Try to understand.
Aw, man, it stops there just before the solo. Is that it? Oh, come on. Denied. Hey, let me see if there's another one. Whoop, come back. Certainly has to be more than one. I'm practically playing along with the actual song. I could just put the actual song on. Bass, backing track, voice. All right, let me try with the actual song. Probably get copywritten for it, but live and learn, right? Just want to see if I remember the solo.
Magic
go. A little bit of heart. A little bit of heart. Gotta have heart. Let me see. How about a groovy soul backing track in B minor? Let's see what comes out. Leslie, just insert your own lyrics over the melody. Remember to put my phone on silent when I do this. Stops the show. Stop the show. Here we go. I was a little getting a little to the boring stage. Let me mess around with one more, and then I'm gonna call it and go do stuff because I'm supposed to be doing stuff. But if anybody's still here and listening, I hope you're enjoying what you're hearing. It's always different when you play and you know somebody might be listening. It's kind of, I don't know, it's different. It's different than just, it's just different than sitting there playing with yourself, you know what I mean? Let's try some kind of backing track. Let me just try one at random. See what happens. I wish we had these things when I was in high school, because we had to find another guitar player. We had to play along with a record. The record player ran at a slower speed. You had to retune your guitar because it was, pitched higher or lower. And we didn't have any, YouTube to show you how you play the song. You had to go find a book somewhere, or you had to just kind of figure it out yourself. How about this one? This one's an E. For that, Sebs. Appreciate that. you go. That's, I think, enough for one day, don't you think? Anybody still in the chat? I see two. I see two people. Is that if I got three people, then it's, but it might be just me, myself, and I. But hey, thanks for stopping by. If any of you out there are guitarists and want to, you know, got a camera, got StreamYard, got the setup and everything, it's fun to jam with other guitar players over YouTube. That's what I was doing this morning. That's what inspired me to even do this. Now, I guess I didn't get enough of it when I was playing with my friend Quentin. He was like, okay, I gotta go. And I was like, yeah, I should probably do stuff too, but how about one more? He's like, no, I gotta go. So that desire for one more is what inspired this. So anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. Jeff H. out. Apparently you got to hit the right button to stop the live stream. Here we go. It's this one over here. They said, be